Thank you for joining the Northern Miner here at the Mining Forum Americas in Colorado Springs. I'm pleased to introduce Founders Metals' President and CEO, Colin Paget. Welcome.
Thanks very much.
Okay, so you're focused on the Antino gold project in Suriname, and you've been drilling aggressively there over the past several months or so. Talk us through your work so far this year. You've had a 60,000 meter drill campaign. You've hit some deeper targets there as well as some step out ones. Introduce us first to Antino and set the stage, and then we'll get into some of those details.
Sure, happy to. So Antino is a 200 square kilometer exploitation concession in southeastern Suriname. We're building from some original historic work that had been done by Golden Star and Reunion prior to us. We came in and we've, with a number of different data layers, geophysics and LiDAR and all sorts of new things, and an excellent technical team, to really grow what was some of that historic work into something pretty substantial. And that really is Upper Antino. And after that, with the drilling that we've done, we've made 5 new major discoveries outside of that with this exploration and step-out work. So it's been a really exciting couple of years, and we're now, as you say, the 60,000 meter program. We're well on track to finish that.
5 discoveries.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive indeed. So tell me a little bit about the scale hypothesis there at Upper Antino. How large do you think it can get in terms of strike depth and width?
Yes, right now at Upper Antino, the complete mineralized system that we've defined with our own drilling to date is about 1.9 kilometers of strike. We're down around 450 to 500 meters vertical. That's some of our most recent results, actually, where we had 18 meters of 6 grams per ton, 5 meters of 10.6, another 2 meters of 13.5, all very close to each other down at those levels. In terms of our cross-strike dimensions, about 450, 500 meters across strike, where we're in these parallel shears and within this zone. And then we've got a bit of a gap. It used to be wider, but it's been closing, where we get over to kind of the other side of Upper Antino with what we call the donut zone. And that's, another few hundred meters across strike. So collectively, and we're still working to fill in a portion of that, and that's some of our ongoing drilling. We're about a kilometer potentially across strike of these parallel.
And so what's the style of mineralization that we're talking about?
So it's orogenic gold through and through as far as geologic model goes. We have 2 different styles. One is the shear zone hosted stuff. That's the high grade pieces. So 15.5 meters of 31 grams, 38 meters of 10 grams, 46 meters of 5 grams. These sorts of things are what we're getting out of the Froyo zone, which we see originally, the kind of starting. And the other one is the intrusion hosted mineralization, where we see broader, typically lower grade intervals, but we also get very high grade mineralization on the margins of those intrusions. So at Upper Antino specifically, 19 meters of 14 grams, 45 of 2, some excellent.
Substantial intersections.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about operating in Suriname itself. What does the legislative support environment look like?
The government's been very supportive of our activities. It was able to interact with the highest levels of government under the last government, and then with the election in May, the same is true there. There's a lot of support for juniors in particular coming in. They see Founders as an excellent example of what they want for this sort of foreign direct investment in the mining space. We employ a lot of people in country, spend a lot of money in Suriname, and it's obviously a very good thing for the economy.
And in terms of community engagement, what do they think about mining, and what has your engagements shown to date?
Yeah, so where we're located in the interior, we've got a couple of communities around us that would be considered more regional stakeholders. No communities directly on the property, but we have a very good relationship, and we've been fortunate to walk into what were already quite positive relationships with the concession owner, with the optionors originally, and build on those. So our relationships are very good.
Okay. So then, and also when it comes to permitting, how established and predictable is the process?
So right now on the permitting front, typically in Suriname, we have exploitation concessions. So right now we have that mining permit where we could build conceivably plant or processing a mill facility to actually work with the oxide or tailings material, etc. At scale, when you look at the other operators like Zijin and Newmont for their assets, they've gone that next step with the government, which is a mineral rights agreement. So you negotiate that currently on a bespoke kind of basis. The timelines, they can move quite quickly. And that gives you all of the things like your guaranteed kind of long-term royalty arrangements and all of that. That said, there's been some discussion of the government moving forward with a new mining code, which would set all of those sorts of things in stone. And given the current operators in country, there's going to be a lot of, I think, support from that side of the business to see that those are things that are favorable for the industry as a whole.
Okay. And you mentioned that you are currently focused on the upper Antino deposit, but there are some regional targets as well. Please talk me through those targets.
Sure. Yeah. No. Lots of regional targets, and basically, our model right now is we've got a good portion of our drilling, about half, a little bit better this year, that are focused on upper Antino, our kind of intermediate targets where we've got 7,500 or so meters apiece into, maybe lower Antino and Boise. After that, we get into an eastern portion of the property. You get into some what would be pretty grassroots, or in some cases, completely brand new, never seen artisanal mining, never been explored areas at all. Where we've had discoveries like at Van Gogh, our first drill hole was 28 meters of 7 grams. Da Vinci, we had 36 meters of 2.21 as the third drill hole there. Ria Dral is our most recent discovery. We had 22.5 meters of 11.88 grams per ton. Gold, and the list goes on effectively. So very target-rich environment, and what it demonstrates is that there is a lot of gold in a very large system, and geologically we're in an extremely favorable part of.
Yeah, there certainly are interest-peaking intersections for sure. All right. So do you see any more room to consolidate land packages around the area there?
Yeah, and that's something we're very much interested in doing and working towards. We right now have 200 square kilometers. I think there's opportunity to consolidate considerably more ground around where we are. And I see a lot of value in doing so. That's what I think, whether it's ourselves mining in the future or it's someone else down the road, you want that longevity that comes from having that land package so you can explore.
Excellent. And then what does your share structure look like, and who are your major backers?
Yeah, so right now for founders, we're just right around 102 million shares outstanding. Biggest backers right now would be Rob Cohen with 1832 or Dynamic Funds, and BlackRock would be our two largest institutional shareholders, and the list goes on from there. We've been very fortunate on that front to attract some excellent shareholders that are really focused on that long-term piece and staying with the project as we move forward.
Okay. Any other important points to make that we've not discussed?
I think for people in general, it's just looking out for news results, drill results this year. It's going to be a lot of drilling, and especially as we push out with the dry season to these exploration targets outside of Upper Antino, it's testing a lot of new things, and we're looking forward to communicating that with the market.
I meant to ask you as well, what does access to infrastructure and power look like where you are located?
So power for us would ultimately be diesel genset type power, which is pretty common in the area. Access, at the moment, we have a 1.3 kilometer airstrip at our main camp, so very easy to get in and out of site. For heavy equipment, there's barge access as well, so everything up to DA dozers and 40-ton haul trucks can move a lot of things.
Okay, alrighty. That was Founders Metals' President and CEO Colin Paget. Thank you very much for making time for us today.
Thanks very much.